Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related query. And definitely, it's been a truncated version of our Buy Now, Sell Now. So let's bring on board our guests for today who've been waiting by very patiently. Thank you so much, Vivek Karwa. He's joining us on the fundamentals. We have Kush Bohra who's joining us on the technicals. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now on Buy Now, Sell Now. And thank you for waiting by patiently while we were addressing those managements on earnings. So let's kickstart. Let's get kickstarted with the with all the queries that are pouring in. We have Subramaniam who's writing to us from Chennai, and he has chemical stocks. One is Andhra Petrochemicals, the other one is Himadri Special Chemicals. For Andhra Petro, the buy price is 113, while for Himadri is 57. He wants to know whether he should continue to hold on to it or switch to some other stocks in the same sector or some other sector altogether. What's your take on this, Vivek? What sort of strategy should he adopt? Andhra Petro as well as Himadri Specialty. Does it make sense for him to stay put with these counters? Because for Andhra Petro, definitely he's lost money.
That's for sure. But what I feel is at these prices, first of all, he shouldn't have entered a micro cap company, first thing. But the lineage of the company is good. It's promoted by Andhra Sugars, which is a good company. And Andhra Petrochemicals also is into chemical space. So what I feel is after this much fall, the downside here is limited. So you can just hold it on. And the valuation is, say, compared to a peer group, a bit fair value. So the downside is limited, but there could be some upside, maybe 100, 105, not more than that. At those prices, you can book profit and shift your position. So that would be the advice. And again, next time you got to be little careful when buying such companies, and particularly when they're rallying.
Moving on then, and Kush, coming to you, this query is coming from Sudha, and she's holding Tata Consumers for the past 2 years and currently having a profit of 30%. Should she go ahead and book profits in this one and rather make entry into Supreme Industries, KFin Tech, any of the stock that you like at this point in time? If not, then any entry levels that you would like to suggest her with?
Hi, Srishti. Hi, Vivek. Hello, Cheryl. Well, Tata Consumer is one of the three stocks that we like in this space. Colgate and ITC being the other two. I know the stock's actually slipping quite a bit after hitting the high, and might actually continue to slip a little further. But if the view is long term, then I think they should continue holding on to this. Perhaps even look at adding some more near 1,025 kind of zones. So for now, my suggestion would be to continue to hold and look to add more at decline. As far as some of the other names go that have been considered, I think KFin Tech is one stock that can be considered after a nice run of the stocks now consolidating my positive bias. This might turn out to be a good entry opportunity. So perhaps if there is a fresh allocation that they want to make, they could consider a KFin Tech at the current levels.
Coming to you then, this one is coming from Anand. He's writing to us from Bangalore. He's firstly thanked you for the input on Scient last week, and this week he has a query coming in on Ease My Trip. He's holding about 1,000 shares at an average price of 45 rupees per share. Given the tourism boost is what he's saying, but is it a hold and exit and hold or an exit? And he's only looking for the next month's time frame.
So thank you for highlighting this and recognizing that. Glad that I could add some value. See, as far as Ease My Trip goes, the stock, very dearly trying to hold on to the 200-day moving average. With the kind of pressure that we are seeing, there's a possibility that that could break, and that comes close to about 43 kind of levels. If only a month is the time horizon that we're looking at, perhaps it will be a good idea to exit at this level, or perhaps keep a stop loss at 43. And if it breaks that, then exit. I don't see a near-term bounce, in the stock, unless some news otherwise comes about. So there is pressure, could continue, and you could see the stock slipping below 43 as well. So keep a stop at that.
And moving on, and hi Vivek, good morning. This query is coming from S. Kanan Biran, who's a senior citizen, lives in Bangalore. He's a long-term investor holding 7 shares of Polycap India, and his buy price is 2,680 rupees. Wants a fundamental view on this one. Is that still a hold, or he should go ahead and move out of this one and book profits rather?
Srishti, and when you said again, senior citizen long term, I was thinking about Kush, that what he's going to comment. Anyway, see, you can hold on the company. Fundamentally, the company is superb. And if you look at the cable industry, you talk to any cable industry distributor or a wholesaler, they say only one company is doing well, and that is Polycab. All other companies are just minuscule players in the industry, and that's the reason, though the stock fell in recent past, the recovery also has been equally sharp. Of course, the valuations are a bit costly, but this does happen when a company is almost a monopoly in a segment. So hold it on, great company, and I think long term it should still continue doing well.
This one is coming from Rajesh Kakkar, who's writing to us from Punjab. He wants to know about fundamentals of Bandhan Bank. Vivek, is there any chance of revival or chance of revival in the bank? 2,000 shares at a price of 219 rupees per share. He is a long-term investor. Fundamentally, do you think Bandhan Bank is a hold?
Overall, if you look at Bandhan Bank, it is going through same trajectory. I'm not talking about the price movement, but the fundamentals of the bank, what RBL Bank was going through. So RBL Bank also had similar issue, management resignations, NPA issues, RBI restrictions. There were so many issues equally what was happening in RBL, and now that is repeating in Bandhan. So what I feel is at 180 levels, the stock price is having minimal downside, that is for sure. And if you think that, yeah, long term it can revive, I think it will revive. So you can hold it for absolute long term. And because of this negative news, the valuations are also very, very cheap. In fact, though a private bank, it is trading almost at PSU bank valuations. So that also gives comfort at this level. So downside is minimal, but yeah, longer term, it can recover back to 240, 260 levels.
So that is when you talk about the fundamentals where you see the chance of recovery coming in for Bandhan Bank. But Kush, on the charts, what's Bandhan Bank chart actually throwing out? Do you think that it will take a long time for it to recover, at least based on technicals?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, wasn't a big fan of the stock anyway, and if you see this year has been just a one-way downslide, right? Now, I think last week or perhaps before that also we've discussed that there is an attempt at recovery. There's a very dear attempt at recovery and breaking those 190, 200 zones. But once again we see this fizzling out. So my suggestion is that if someone really wants to hold on to this and give it a chance to perhaps move higher, then 170 is the level that you should have your stop loss. That if that is broken, then even the current attempt will fizzle out. So 170 is where you hold it at. I'm not sure whether you'll get a very big up move anytime soon. Momentum may not pick up, but if 170 is held, perhaps it could inch higher towards 200 and the 210 level closer to the buying price. So that's when they can exit. So 170 is a stop loss that I would suggest to hold the stock with.
170 is the stop loss. So here you get both the views, fundamental as well as technical on Bandhan Bank. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Tune into Buy Now Sell Now, and let's keep it going with all your stock related queries then. And the next query that I have is coming in on Polyplex, actually one of those beaten down counters. And Vivek, Sudeep Jain from Delhi is already holding 300 shares and his buy price is 1,850 rupees. It's been the last 2 years that he's holding. Would you advise to average out this counter currently or move out?
I would still avoid the counter totally. And in fact, even if you can move out, it is okay. Because see, many times investors have been getting confused between Polyplex and Polycab. We just now spoke about Polycab. Polycab is a good company, but Polyplex, even at these valuations, looks so stretched that it will be a fair value only at around 400, 500 levels. So this is the thing, until and otherwise the company really starts posting a great set of numbers, which is still not happening. And the promoter stake also in this company is hardly, I guess it should be between 25 or 27%, which is too low and doesn't give any confidence to the investors to buy the stock fresh. So just avoid. And in fact, if you can shift also, it is good.
All right, let's move on. Let's take from this query coming in from Satish from Chennai, and he has Tata Motors 267 shares at a price of 725 rupees per share. No doubt he's sitting on a mild bit of profits right now. A good, healthy set of profits is what he's saying, Kush. But for the last 1 week, the profit is getting eroded consistently. So what should he do? Hold on to it or look to exit?
Well, book partially. That's what I would say. On the whole, it doesn't seem as bad. We are seeing a bit of a profit taking in the last couple of sessions, but on the whole, if you see, the stocks actually just been consolidating. The bias up until a few sessions ago was positive, so not a bad idea to book partially, say about 50%. The rest you can hold on, and a positional stop for that comes in at 890. If that is broken, perhaps there could be some structural damage, but other than that, I think Tata Motors is a hold. So 890, hold the partial quantity, and at the current juncture, you can book 50%.
All right, then moving on, and Vivek, coming to you for the next query. This one is on Genus Par. Mayank Saraf is holding 5,000 shares and his buy price is 250 rupees. He's sitting at a profits though, but wants to know, like, can he add more at current market price with the next 2 years investment horizon? He just wants to know that how do you see the market cap of the company moving, since the company has a healthy order book for smart meters?
Great company, and the power sector as such will keep growing from here. And there'll be a time when government mandates that each and every meter across the country should be digital. But the problem is all these positive factors are already factored into the price, and the stock is trading at absurd valuations right now because of the future expectations. So what would happen is, just like your railway stocks or maybe defense, if you buy at these prices, possibly you can get stuck for say next 1 or 2 years. That is a possibility. But overall, as I said, company is good. And again, one more problem I face is 66-67% of the promoter holding is placed over here, and the stock is trading almost at 7 times price to book value. So I would avoid. And in power, there are so many other companies which would still give you good returns if you just shift out the money. So I'm not saying this company is not going to do well, but at these valuations, the discomfort is more than the comfort level.
All right, this one is coming from Venkat Ramanan from Hyderabad, and he is holding 50 shares each of Birla Soft as well as Intellect Design. He is saying now that he is holding the stock for free of cost because he's made 100% profit in both of the holdings. Kush, should he be greedy and wait for some more profits, or should he book out profits right now?
Well, I mean, just on a philosophical level, I'm of the opinion that greed is good. So, just from that perspective, I would say, you could hold on. But let's say from a purely technical standpoint, I think the stock has seen quite a beating. Birla Soft, if he's got 100% profit despite the kind of fall that the stock has seen, it is commendable. So, not a bad idea to book partially here, hold rest, because now we're starting to see green shoots of some kind of a recovery in the IT names. Birla Soft also being one of them. So book partially, hold the rest in Birla Soft. Intellect Design Arena, slightly different story. There isn't really, the falls just started last week, so not sure if the falls complete yet. So here, to my suggestion would be to book 50%, hold the rest with a stop loss of 830. So in both the stocks, book 50% and continue holding on to the rest.
All right, you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's continue taking your queries. This one is coming in from Ranjit from Gurgaon. This one is for you, Vivek. Hindware Home Innovation is the stock that he's been holding for the last 2 years. 1,000 shares at a price of 400 rupees per share. He's saying that he can hold on to the next 1 year as well. But does it make sense? What's the take on this one in case if you track it?
See, again, what I would suggest here is you should at least book partial profits, because overall the company is good, but the valuations are quite stretched. And why I'm bullish is with the housing segment booming, I think this space should continue doing well. So specifically home innovations and tiles and this sector as such would do well. But valuations wise, it is a bit costly. So what I will suggest is book at least partial profits, and on dips you can again buy.
Right, moving on to the next one, and Kush, one of the stocks that has seen fantastic return is Oberoi Realty. No stopping, the stock is at all-time high levels, and even today the stock is holding on to the gains. Radha Krishna wants to know, can he enter Oberoi Realty even right now? He's looking for a 12-month investment.
Absolutely. The entire space is expected to do well. Oberoi Realty, we know, at least in the Mumbai region, is one of the leaders, right? And the stock is also displaying a similar performance here. Now, it's a very strong breakout, that we are seeing. 1600 was a resistance zone. The stock's broken above that on the back of good volumes. assuming it's either a result impact or some sort of news impact here. But on the whole, the stock does look poised for a move to 1950 levels also from a 12-month horizon. So Oberoi Realty is a buy. If it does dip close to those 1600 levels also, you could look to add further. Now, a positional stop comes in at 1450.
From Gaurav from Bangalore, this one is also for you, Kush. He wants to know what's an entry level for Bharat Dynamics, and also does it make sense to enter Ratan Power right now?
Well, Bharat Dynamics, we're looking at some sort of a mild negative divergence emerging, perhaps for the second peak as well. So that's a bit of a concern for me. While I'm quite positive on the defense space on the whole, but just as the near-term setup and also the resistance of that 2000 level is perhaps a bit of a concern. So I'll wait. I'll wait for the level of a 2000, perhaps 2020 to be taken out on a closing basis. Then you can consider buying. Up until then, I would perhaps wait and watch. Now, as far as Ratan Power goes, I know the stock's been in a bit of a news of late, has been doing rather well. My only concern here is that the kind of stock that it is, if it does start hitting lower circuits or if it does underperform, then it could be a bit of a concern. On the whole, the trajectory is upwards. The week or the days when the stock is up, we're seeing high delivery markup. So for a target of 1450, a fresh entry can be made. Just keep a strict stop loss just under the level of 12.
All right, but with this, viewers, let's kickstart taking your queries in the rapid fire session. And the first query is for you, Vivek. This is coming from Jayanti, holding 200 shares of Webhub Global, and her buy price is 846 rupees at a huge loss right now. Should she wait for any recovery, or is that an exit at this point?
I don't think it is going to recover.
All right, this one is coming in from Balkrishnan from Chennai. This one is for you, Kush. Bajaj Electricals, good stock to enter right now. Kush, Bajaj Electricals.
Not at the moment. I would say avoid.
All right, Kush, what's your view on L&T Finance? Siddharth is holding 150 shares at a price of 100 rupees. Good to hold on, or L&T Finance is the stock and good to hold on, or he should make a switch in this counter?
You could switch to an AB Capital or perhaps a Geo Finance if you're looking for a cash counter and not a derivative stock.
All right, this one is coming from SK Saran, who's a senior citizen. He wants to know about Suntech Realty, fundamentally a good stock to enter right now. What's your take coming in on this, Vivek, or what sort of a price?
I think you can enter even at this prices. And as Kush also said, even I'm saying that realty space is going to continue doing well. So good company overall.
All right, Vivek, what's your view on Sona BLW? Sandeep from Kanpur wants to know, is this a good buy for a long term?
For long term, the company is good actually, but the valuations at 72p is a bit discomfort. But yeah, if you're going to really hold it for long term, you can buy.
All right, we have this viewer Radha Krishna who sold Ireda at 168 rupees per share with a loss, with a heavy loss. In fact, Kush wants to know, will the stock reach 160 rupees per share thereabouts so that she can enter again?
There's a stark possibility that yes, it might reach 160, 155 levels here.
All right, and lastly, Vivek, what's your view on Shyam Metallics? Sudeep is holding 50 shares from a price of 637 rupees, currently at a loss. What to do in this one? Can he continue holding this for the next 1 to 2 years?
Not a big loss, and 1 to 2 years, you'll even make good profits.
All right, with that, we come to the end of the rapid fire as well as the queries. Thank you so much, Vivek, as well as Kush, for waiting by patiently, as well as resolving all of our viewer queries of as many as we could take in this truncated version. But with that, viewers, we are totally out of time in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Goodbye from Shrishti, myself, and the team that put the show together. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.